Let's talk about why Brooke, Gia, and Beck hated Stella and Alyssa for supposedly no reason, but there's definitely psychology behind it, so let's break it down. If you haven't seen my part 1 where I go over the psychology behind why Brooke, Gia, and Beck are just the way that they are and why they have a rivalry, go watch that first because it will inform this video. And it all comes back to our queen bee, Brooke. And you might not think that Brooke was actually the leader of the pack, but she was. It was just that Gia was more outspoken. But Gia was really just Brooke's right-hand woman. She was doing anything and everything to impress Brooke, and that's kind of what I explained in my part 1. So it starts with Brooke, and Brooke doesn't like Stella. And you know why? Because Stella is genuinely happy with Philip. But the deeper reason as to why I think that Brooke actually hates Stella is because Stella is extremely confident, secure, and authentic to herself. And she is all of that while also not being the kind of person that Brooke grew up with. She doesn't fit into Brooke's little entitled rich socialite bubble. And she's still happy and secure in who she is. And still gets a guy who is genuinely so supportive and loves her for exactly who she is. Which Brooke cannot fathom, because Brooke is like, oh, you don't want to be the pretty cool girl like that grew up in my area and has a lot of money, like the person that I always tried to be? That's fucking weird. Stella's like, no, I'm just being me. I'm just being me. Now let's talk about Gia, because Gia more hates Alyssa. Gia hates Alyssa because Gia has been chasing fame and being Instagram famous and having a following and having clout her entire life. And Alyssa already has that. Alyssa is a very successful content creator. She has like over 270,000 followers. And I would argue, this is speculation, that Alyssa is sort of the more natural looking version of Gia. And we know that Gia changed the way she looks and that she kind of fit herself into being this sort of mold of what she thought was conventionally pretty. And so deep down probably has an insecurity with women who look like Alyssa more naturally. And to top it all off, she's also in a happy couple. So Gia hates Alyssa, Brooke hates Stella, so naturally they join forces to take them both down so that they can actually feel better about themselves, because we already know they're deeply insecure people, whereas these two are deeply secure people. And now you might be thinking, where does Beck fit into all of this? Well, Beck went along with it at the dinner party when she was on her fucking rampage because she so desperately wants to fit in with the cool girls, so desperately that she will do and say whatever she needs to do and say to get their approval. That's why she even went out with them to the Bondi Icebergs in the first place. I'm very interested to see, now that the Queen Bee Brooke has left the building, where this then leaves these two, because I still think they're not going to get along. I still don't think they're going to like each other. All I hope is that these two get left the fuck out of it. Follow me for more psychological breakdowns and discussions about Maths 2026.